Hi, this is Atul Kasbekar and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
Now, in fact, photography and ad filmmaking, so all these are, I think, lucrative propositions. Movies are not. Movies are a hell lot of...
I have no idea what we're doing here.
Yeah, so how confident are you of just taking this plunge forward, and what are your future plans after this?
We have about 4 or 5 different projects that we want to talk about, but right now we focus completely on Neerja, because I think our concentration needs to be like 110% on this. Right. But all the others are being developed in the same way. We just want to make something ground up. Our personal theory is that people who've been weaned in the industry since birth and they don't know anything else have also made flops. What's the worst that can happen? We'll make a movie that doesn't work, right? But we'll just make it on our terms, on stories we would like to tell. So there are all kinds of different genres. There's like a musical space, there's an action comedy space, there's all kinds of subjects. So it's not like we'll only make biopics or anything like that.
Okay. I think 3 movies are simultaneously releasing on 19th of right. February. So how are you looking at the screen counting, because that is a very crucial thing these days?
I think what Fox wants to do is it's the same creative producer who had worked on Barfi. I have a lot of regard for Rucha Pathak, and they had followed a certain screen count that worked very well for Barfi, and essentially I think it will be the same thing. You know, Tere Bin Laden 2 and Love Shuda are totally different genres of film. I'm not sure how much of an overlap. Would have been nice if we were the only people. But the subsequent weekend I think is empty. So should be good.
So what sort of screen count are you looking at?
I think it will be under 1200, about 1200ish.
About 1200. Okay, yeah. Foxstar, they've had some rough weather in terms of several of the movies.
We'll make the money on this one.
You're sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay. In recent times, we've had this movie called Calendar Girls, which with I think Rohit Roy's character was roughly, I think, based on you, and it was.
I haven't seen the film, to be honest.
You haven't seen the film. Yeah. Okay. So is it flattering if a movie is made and like you become synonymous with?
I guess so. Yeah, we must have done something right. That as in the beginning, I remember when the Gautam Rajadhaksha was my mentor. And he was one of the reasons I got into photography, and Gautam told me, if they don't ever talk about you, that's when you should be worried. So I guess it's a good thing. So.
Right. So can you share some experience of shooting this specifically, this Kingfisher calendar, because it has become synonymous in terms of glamour with the industry, and many of the calendar girls, they've gone on to become big actors.
Big stars, yes.
Deepika has been there. There have been many examples.
Yeah.
So how do you look at that journey?
I'm really happy with the way that turned out, because there's lots of interesting factors to it. One is that it was completely my idea to do a combination of Sports Illustrated and Pirelli. So Pirelli, the calendar, has been on for 50 plus years, and you cannot buy it. It's only sent from the desk of the chairman of Pirelli Tires. And Sports Illustrated is a swimsuit thingy, and it's available freely. Pirelli is women, it's not swimsuit. So I said, let's do a swimsuit calendar that you cannot acquire, and only it can go from the desk of someone really important. I had a list of one, which was Vijay Mallya, and I thought if anyone has the personality to carry this off, was him and the Kingfisher beer brand. So before I could finish my presentation to him, which I had prepared in front of a mirror for half an hour, in 10 minutes he says, damn good idea, we go for it. And we shot. So the first edition had, nobody agreed to do it. They said, yeah, swimsuit, alcohol brand. At that time, Faridoon, it was very sleazy. It looked a little tacky at that time. But,
right.
Nothing I'd like to think ever be tacky. So we have taken great care to make sure that the women look beautiful. And so I had to ask, everybody who agreed was basically an NRI, or, so Shivani Kapoor, who had come from London, Yana Gupta, who had come from the Czech Republic, Katrina Kaif, who had come from England. So they were tuned into working like this. So they were okay. All the girls over here, from Dipanita Sharma to Sheetal Malar, etc., whoever were the top models at the time, all declined. They said, "Nahi yaar, Atul, we love you, but we can't do this," which was okay, And and the only thing Vijay said to me was, just make sure that nobody's embarrassed getting the calendar. So we've shot, and since then, we've had Katrina, Yana, Deepika, Angela Johnson, Isha Gupta, Nargis Fakhri, lots of people. There have been about 10, 12 big
No,
names.
no,
that have popped up.
absolutely. Now, in
So
fact,
everyone
we've
sees
been-
it like a springboard to spotlight. So this year, for example, watch out for Ayesha Sharma, who's Neha's sister, Neha Sharma's sister.
Neha Sharma's sister.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's beautiful and she's stunning in the calendar. I'll give you a copy. And
No, absolutely.
And
I know Neha very well, and we've seen her interacting with Aisha a lot.
yeah, she's gorgeous. And the other one is a girl called Maya Hendricks, who's stunning as well. She's half Indian, half American, and she's beautiful. Very nice.
In fact, I still remember we had done a feature on Deepika when it came up because Om Shanti had been announced, and we did a feature based on the pictures, Kingfisher calendar pictures. There's a lot of grace in the way it is, even in terms, it is glamorous, but at the same time, as you've rightly said, it's never tacky. Now, what is a thin line dividing between, what some may call it as obscene or vulgar and classy?
I think it's the aesthetics of the photographer, to be honest, and the team that we use. Okay, we are deeply respectful to women, and I've been a co-founder with Farhan Akhtar on Mard, which we founded together.
Right.
So to give you a little bit of background on that front, and more importantly, I think we've done our job to a certain extent. I'll give you an interesting thing that Debu Mukherjee was one of the heads of Coke, and he's a good friend of mine. He told me, he says, don't take too much credit and let your head swell up too much, but you guys have been unwittingly been responsible for a sociological change in the psyche of Indian women. He said before the calendar, and I had not realized this, he pointed out, he said before the calendar came out in 2003, it was only the bad girl who wore a bikini and she was the vamp and she was the one the hero should stay away from. He's saying after 2003 to now, every single A-list actress has shown up on screen and in magazines for sure, okay, in a swimsuit. It's, I think, to some extent the emancipation of the Indian woman who says, I'm this beautiful girl who works out, takes care of her body, is financially independent, and here we go. Which earlier, it was, I think, a little more closeted from that point of view. And I think to some extent, he believes we've changed the mindset and been partially responsible for that.